Okay, folks, here we are. We are going to be talking about graphing attribute data. So right now I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you my slides. So here we are. Let me put you in slideshow view. I think that should be showing up. Basically, we are going to be looking at graphing attribute data. And I am going to start with the first of the examples, which is the bar chart. So the bar chart that I'm going to show you is an example of a bag of 48 bags of plain M&Ms. And in this experiment, a young man opened 48 bags of plain M&Ms and sorted them into their colors and then took a count of how many M&Ms of each color there were. So an attribute is what color. Basically, you're doing a count by color of how many M&Ms. So it is count data. So I'm going to show you how to make this particular chart by hand, and then I'm going to show you how to make this chart using Excel. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And here I am again. And I am now going to pick up the camera and we are going to put it on my piece of paper. So here we are. Here is the M&M color mix. And we have written down the actual numbers. The actual numbers, there were blue, 629, brown, 341, green, 419, orange, 524, red, 341, and yellow, 367. So what I'm going to do now is, using a piece of graph paper, I'm going to estimate the scale. And so since the highest number is 629, I'm going to use 50s to count the number of M&Ms. So on my graph paper, I'm going to label these letters 0, 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350, 400, 450, 500, 550, 600, 650, and actually 629 is my highest number, so 650 should do. So now along the bottom, I'm going to write my colors. So the first color is going to be blue. My second color is going to be brown. My third color is going to be green. My fourth color is going to be orange. My fifth color is going to be red. And my sixth color is going to be yellow. And now I'm not going to draw this in a very beautiful way, but I am going to choose to make my bars 3 squares long. And so blue is 629. So we would say that it is not quite to 650. We're going to kind of guesstimate using our scale here. It is over 625, but just barely over. So we're going to do that 3 squares across, and then I'm going to follow it down. Of course, this would be much neater if I used a ruler, but I'm going to just kind of mark that. I could get fancy and I could actually make it a blue column, but I'm not choosing to do that right now. Next would be brown. Brown has 341, so that's just shy of 350. So I am going to do just shy of 350. And there's my brown. Here's the whole thing. Next is green. Green is 419. So I am going to go just over 400. Go 3 columns wide just for consistency. There's green. Orange is 524. So I'd say we were pretty close to coming right up to that line that marks off the 25s. So right just shy of there is my orange. Red is 341, so that's just shy of 350 again. There's red. And yellow is 367, so it's just above 350. So we're going to go just above 350 down to yellow. And that completes my chart by hand. So now I'm going to put you back where you can see me. That's unfortunate, I know. Now you should be able to see me again. And I'm going to show you my screen one more time. And I'm going to show you Excel. Here's my Excel screen. And you can see that I have the colors already written down there. I have one column for color with blue, brown, green, orange, red, and yellow. I have another column for quantity, or you could call it count. Count would work. So just to make the point, I'm going to change it to count. And those are the numbers that I've put down. So this is very easy to do in Excel. Basically, I'm going to select the cells that contain my colors and my counts. And there are two ways that I could do this. The first way is to go to Insert, and then under Charts, find the Insert column or bar chart. This is really called a column chart. I am going to choose a 2D column. And when I click on it, it gives me a completed chart. Now, it may not look the way that we want it to look because it's sort of counterintuitive for these colors not to be the same color that they were named. So I am going to change the colors by right-clicking on each of the bars, and I'm going to select, I right-clicked and noticed it selected all of them. I'm going to click one more time so I have just that bar, or column, in other words. When I right-click, I get a fill box. This is Office 2016. That's supposed to be blue. So actually, I don't really need to change it, but I'm going to make it a darker blue since M&Ms are a darker blue. Then I'm going to click on brown. I'm going to right-click on that, and I'm going to find a good shade of brown. There's not one that's extremely brown, but this color under gold looks brown, so I'm going to use that. Next, I'm going to click on green. I right-click to get the fill box. I'm going to choose a bright green since M&Ms are a bright green. Then next, I'm going to choose orange, and I'm going to use the fill color to choose a bright orange. Then I'm going to right-click on that one, then right-click to get red. And then finally, the last one, I'm going to click once to select it, right-click to get my color, and I'm going to fill it with yellow. I also have the ability to change any of the scales or to change the label. So I'm going to go up here to the title, and I'm going to replace it with a title that is more descriptive. So I'm going to call it M&M color mix, and then I'm going to hit enter to go to a new line, and I'm going to put 48 bags plain so that we know what we're talking about. If I wanted to make this even more easy to read, one thing I could do would be to add the number. So one thing I could do is right-click on one of the bars or columns and choose Add Data Labels. And when I choose Add Data Labels, that will put the count right there into the chart. And so that is how I could do a simple bar chart or column chart, which compares things in Excel. So I am going to go back to the Google Hangout. Here I am. I'm going to stop the broadcast, and I'm going to do a second video.